The documents leaked. The fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. A 19,000-page corporate burn book exposed the dark underbelly of the industry, pitting the biggest powerhouses against each other. Welcome to Starscope K-Report. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
Oh, we are diving deep today. I mean, it is just wild right now.
It really is. So just imagine you've spent the last 3 years fighting in the trenches of social media, right? Like fiercely defending your favorite artists' every move.
Oh yeah, the daily stand struggle.
Exactly. Only to realize that the executives, like the ones pulling the strings at the very top, are playing a completely different, almost cynical game. Today, we're analyzing these massive fractures within the K-pop industry that really just reveal the machinery behind the music.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack.
It is. We're looking at official financial reports, leaked internal audits, and shifting global strategies. Basically, we want to figure out how the polished surface of the Hallyu wave is hiding this incredibly cutthroat corporate reality.
It's honestly a fascinating paradox, because you have these intensely loyal fandoms who view their favorite artists, their biases, as like family.
Right.
But behind those artists are these multi-billion-dollar conglomerates operating with just ruthless efficiency. And nowhere is that disconnect between fan perception and corporate reality more glaring right now than, with the latest Grammy announcements.
Oh, we absolutely have to start there because the double standard is staggering.
It really is.
So, according to breaking news from SBS, 20 individuals from JYP Entertainment have just been selected as members of the Recording Academy.
20. That is a massive number.
Right. We're talking about the founder, JY Park, all 9 members of TWICE, and all 8 members of Stray Kids being invited as voting members. Plus, top executives, like CEO Jung Wook, received professional memberships.
And, to understand why this matters, you really have to look at the mechanism of the Recording Academy. This is the body that determines the Grammy Awards.
Yeah, it's the ultimate gatekeeper.
Exactly. Getting an invite means these artists and executives now have direct voting power on nominees and winners. For a K-pop company, this isn't just about a trophy. It is about structural legitimacy in the Western music market.
Oh, for sure.
It gives them leverage for better distribution deals and touring negotiations in the U.S. It's a monumental achievement.
But the achievement itself is... well, it's being completely overshadowed by the sheer hypocrisy of the fan reaction.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because K-pop idols getting invited to the Academy isn't a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
Just in the previous cycle, 6 individuals associated with HYBE, the company behind BTS and NewJeans, were selected.
Right, and the internet's reaction to HYBE getting 6 people in was just catastrophic.
It is so bad.
The timeline was flown with accusations of payola. And for those unfamiliar, payola originally referred to the illegal practice of, paying radio stations to play specific songs.
Right, the old radio scandal days.
Exactly. But in modern fandom terms, it's used to accuse a company of using its massive wealth to artificially buy institutional recognition rather than, earning it organically. Netizens were just tearing HYBE apart.
They were claiming they'd monopolized the industry and were literally buying their way into the Grammys.
But then you flash forward to JYP getting more than 3 times as many people invited, 20 individuals, and the reaction is entirely different.
It's a complete 180.
Totally. The same forums that were screaming about corporate corruption are now flooding the timeline with congratulations. Users on X are openly mocking the double standard. One user pointed out that, there's nothing inherently wrong with JYP's invites, but noted the blatant hypocrisy, writing, "If it's not HYBE, it's fine, I guess."
Wow. Yeah, that sums it up perfectly.
Right. People who acted like HYBE was this malevolent force controlling the global music scene are now reacting to JYP's massive inclusion with pure celebration.
So, let's unpack the psychology behind that. Is this just standard tribalism? Because it feels like watching sports fans scream at a referee for making a harsh call against their team, but when the exact same penalty is called in their favor, suddenly that referee is like a paragon of justice.
That is a great analogy. The tribalism is definitely the surface layer, but I think the root cause goes much deeper into market dynamics.
Also.
Well, the resentment towards HYBE isn't just about fan rivalries. It's about monopoly anxiety. Over the last few years, HYBE executed this massive M&A strategy. They didn't just grow organically, they bought up competing labels, both in Korea and in the US, like Ithaca Holdings.
Right, they became a Goliath.
Exactly. They became a Goliath. So when a Goliath wins an award, people assume they use their weight to crush the competition.
But when JYP, who is perceived as growing their talent in-house, gets the same award, fans view it as this triumph of organic artistry.
Precisely. HYBE's rapid, aggressive expansion made them the villain in the eyes of many international and domestic fans. Any success they have is instantly viewed through this lens of suspicion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that underlying highly combustible distrust was really just waiting for a spark.
Which brings us to the explosion. Because that paranoia about HYBE operating as a ruthless corporate machine, it was just validated in the most spectacular way possible.
The fallout we're about to discuss is unprecedented. But before we get into the leak, I have to warn you. Later in this episode, we're going to reveal a shocking multi-agency plot twist that proves everything you thought you knew about these rivalries might just be a lie.
We will absolutely get to that massive joint venture shortly, but we have to address the 19,000-page elephant in the room.
We have to.
So HYBE has been undergoing this intense internal audit. This was initially sparked by a really bitter legal and public feud with Min Hee-jin, the former CEO of their sublabel Adore. But during this audit, a massive internal document was leaked to the public.
And HYBE initially tried to frame this document as standard market research.
Right, just business as usual.
Yeah, like in the corporate world, doing a SWOT analysis, evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of your competitors is totally standard practice. But when the contents of this document hit Korean forums, it became incredibly clear that this wasn't just data analysis, it was functionally a corporate burn book.
Yeah, the specifics are what make this so damaging. I mean, the document contained heavily derogatory comments targeting the physical appearances and visuals of rival idols.
That's awful.
We're talking about highly specific, curated insults aimed at members of NMNXX, Twice, Blackpink, Stray Kids, IVE, and aespa.
Which is just, I mean, in the K-pop industry, an idol's visuals are a massive component of their brand equity. These are often teenagers or young adults whose public image is meticulously crafted.
Right.
To discover that a multi-billion-dollar corporation is dedicating resources to internally circulating documents that tear down the physical appearances of young artists is deeply unsettling. It completely shatters the illusion of healthy competition.
But I want to look at the mechanics of this, though. Because in cutthroat industries, extreme opposition research is the norm.
True.
Think about a political campaign, right? A campaign manager will dig up every rumor, analyze every unflattering photo, and compile dossiers on their rivals. So if a company is just scraping forums like DC inside to see what the internet is saying about a competitor, does the sheer size of the document make it a burn book? Or is it the malice behind the words?
See, that is exactly the defense HYBE's corporate team attempted to use.
Right.
That they were merely archiving existing public sentiment.
Right.
But here's the critical difference. In politics, you're attacking policy or character. In K-pop, the product is a human being. The mental health of these artists is already a massive vulnerability in the industry.
Oh, 100%.
When fans see that executive-level reports are essentially validating and weaponizing toxic internet hate comments, it crosses a massive ethical line. Netizens expect the big agencies to shield idols from hate trains, not chronicle them for a competitive advantage.
And it goes beyond just superficial insults, too. The leak allegedly contains strategic sabotage details.
Oh, yeah. That is where the legal and financial implications get severe. According to the leaked summaries, there are alleged admissions that HYBE actively modeled their new girl group, Ellerette, to directly copy the blueprint of New Jeans.
Wow.
There are even claims that executives discussed putting New Jeans on a long hiatus that would functionally force their disbandment.
That's just wild to even read.
Throw in allegations that their boy group TWS plagiarized concepts from Big Bang and utilized instrumentals from Stray Kids' Case 143, and you have a full-blown crisis of corporate integrity.
It really is a PR nightmare of historic proportions. And hey, if you love staying updated on your favorites and decoding these massive industry scandals, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope K-Report because we've got even bigger KT scoops ahead.
Yes, definitely subscribe because it does not stop there.
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Because right as HYBE was drowning in this leaked document controversy, JYP Entertainment's founder, JY Park, managed to deliver a masterclass in reading the room without even breaking a sweat.
Oh, the timing was impeccable.
Right. A viral video resurfaced of an older interview of his.
It was a brilliant piece of indirect commentary. In the video, an interviewer asks JY Park why his company doesn't aggressively acquire American labels the way HYBE did.
Yeah, with Ithaca.
Right. And Park's response was surgical. He stated that JYP spent 26 years building a transparent, healthy internal culture. He emphasized that they grew by focusing on artist health and, most pointedly, without resorting to, quote, illegal methods or toxic shortcuts.
He also broke down the mechanics of corporate acquisitions, noting that if you suddenly buy a company and bring in hundreds of new employees, you're importing a foreign culture that will inevitably clash with your own.
Yeah, he basically diagnosed the exact civil war HYBE is currently fighting with its acquired sublabels.
And the netizens completely rallied behind this, right?
Oh, they loved it. Fans were celebrating JYP as the ethical standard of the big four labels, praising them for prioritizing steady, organic growth over a ruthless monopoly. It was a massive win in the court of public opinion.
But public opinion and shareholder value are two very different things.
Very true.
Let's look at the financial reality, because the stock market is telling a completely different story. According to a report from the Korea Times, the entire K-pop entertainment sector is bleeding out right now. HYBE's stock is down roughly 30% this year.
Which totally makes sense given the sheer volume of crises they're managing. I mean, between the Minhee Jin lawsuit, BTS being on military hiatus, Suga's recent DUI incident, and even their chairman Bang Sahik making tabloid headlines after being spotted in LA with a broadcast jockey investor confidence is heavily shaken.
But here is the fascinating disconnect. Despite JYP holding the moral high ground and avoiding these massive scandals, JYP Entertainment stock is actually down 46.1% this year. Yeah. They are performing significantly worse in the market than the company currently dealing with a 19,000-page PR disaster.
It is such a brutal reality check on how capitalism actually functions in the entertainment sector.
Yeah.
The stock market does not price in good vibes or healthy corporate culture, you know?
Exactly. It prices in hypergrowth.
Right, and immediate profitability. HYBE's aggressive M&A makes them look like a tech startup promising exponential growth. JYP's organic, steady approach makes them look stagnant to institutional investors.
But the institutional analysts aren't actually writing JYP off. We have a detailed initiating coverage report from KV Securities, and they are rating JYP Entertainment as a solid BUY with a target price of 90,001.
Okay, that's interesting.
Right, so if the stock is down almost half, what is the underlying mechanism driving that optimism?
Well, it comes down to a metric that is incredibly hard to manufacture, which is extreme artist loyalty and the economics of global touring.
Ah, the touring money.
Oh, yeah. KB Securities highlighted that JYP's foundational groups, Stray Kids and TWICE, possess massive, highly mobilized fandoms capable of drawing over 2 million fans on a world tour.
And let's contextualize what 2 million fans actually means.
Yeah.
Because that isn't just ticket sales. That is 2 million people buying light sticks, exclusive tour merchandise, VIP packages, and physical albums at the venues.
Exactly.
The profit margins on live touring at that scale are astronomical compared to just streaming revenue.
They really are. Stray Kids is ramping up for a massive new world tour in the second half of the year, while TWICE continues to sell out stadiums in the Americas. And the critical factor here is contract renewals.
Oh, this 7-year curse.
Yes. In K-pop, there is a notorious 7-year curse. Standard contracts legally cap at 7 years, and it is highly common for groups to disband or leave their agency at that point due to burnout or just, better offers.
Surviving that 7-year mark with your entire roster intact is incredibly rare.
But JYP's people-first management style actually paid off here. All of their key intellectual properties, TWICE, Stray Kids, and ITZY, have renewed their contracts.
That's huge.
Yeah. Even with recent Korean media reports suggesting TWICE members like Zoo, Junghyun, and Jihyo might explore solo contracts for individual work, those same reports stress their absolute commitment to maintaining group activities under JYP. That stability is what KB Securities is betting on.
And they are also actively diversifying their portfolio beyond standard idol groups, right?
Yes, and in highly lucrative ways. Their subsidiary Init is expanding into trot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, trot is a traditional Korean music genre that appeals to an older demographic, and that demographic has massive, highly concentrated purchasing power in South Korea.
Right, they buy physical copies.
Exactly. Meanwhile, another subsidiary, Blue Garage, is developing AI artists, tapping into the tech sector. They are building a deeply diversified foundation.
So are we basically seeing the tortoise and the hare play out in real time in the corporate world? HYBE sprinted to buy up everything, creating this massive, decentralized, multi-label system, and now they're collapsing under the weight of culture clashes and internal leaks.
Yeah.
While JYP moves slowly, nurtured a loyal environment, and even though their stock took a short-term hit, their foundational assets are bulletproof.
As a fan, honestly, knowing that a group like Stray Kids can focus on putting together an incredible world tour without the anxiety of a boardroom civil war breaking out is a huge relief. The steady excitement of a well-executed comeback outlasts the viral drama of a corporate scandal every single time.
But hold on. If you think these companies hate each other as much as their respective fandoms do, wait until you hear the multi-million-dollar secret they're working on together right now.
Oh my gosh, this is the plot twist that proves truth is stranger than fiction.
It really is.
Because while the stans are out on social media tearing each other apart over payola, leaked burn books, and corporate ethics, the executives of the big four labels are quietly sitting in a boardroom shaking hands.
Yes. According to the male business newspaper, HYBE, SM Entertainment, JYP Entertainment, and YG Entertainment are actively preparing an unprecedented joint venture.
It's unbelievable.
They're collaborating with the Presidential Committee on Popular Culture Exchange to launch something called Fanomenon.
It's hard to overstate how massive this is. The four companies that essentially invented and control the global K-pop market are joining forces. And remember how JY Park was just subtly criticizing HYBE's strategies?
Yeah.
Well, he is actually the chairperson of this presidential committee.
No way. That is wild.
Right.
So at their inauguration ceremony, JY Park basically laid out a blueprint to create a global K-pop mega festival that would combine the words fan and phenomenon. The explicit goal of this project is to build a live music event that surpasses Coachella in scale and cultural impact.
And this is not just some conceptual idea being floated in a press release. The agencies are currently reviewing a strict collaboration framework and carrying out the legal and administrative procedures to establish a joint corporation.
They are literally filing for a business combination with the Korea Fair Trade Commission.
Let's look at the business mechanics of why they would do this. Building a Coachella-scale infrastructure from scratch, like securing land, building stages, handling global logistics, is a massive capital risk for any single company.
Right.
But if you pool your resources, that risk is mitigated.
It's like rival superhero franchises realizing they can make $1 billion if they just do a crossover movie.
Exactly. By pooling their IP, they guarantee a monopoly on the live event space. If you put BTS, Blackpink, Stray Kids, and aespa on the exact same festival bill, it instantly becomes the most lucrative live music event on the planet.
The tickets will sell out before the servers even finish loading.
Oh, 100%. And it is the ultimate reality check for the fandoms, you know? We are out here fighting in the trenches over leaked documents and Grammys, defending our biases against a leaked 19,000-page dossier.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the CEOs are sitting at the same table planning the biggest festival in history.
It really highlights that the South Korean government views K-pop as a critical instrument of soft power and economic export. When millions of dollars and global market share are on the line, capital unites everyone. Will fans actually boycott this festival out of company loyalty? Or will the allure of the ultimate Hallywave lineup win out?
The cognitive dissonance is wild. Fans will spend all day boycotting a label online, but the moment that Fanomenon lineup drops, they will be the first ones in the digital queue with their credit cards out. The sheer power of the Hallywave overrides the fan wars every single time.
So true.
And hey, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update, because when Fanomenon finally drops, you know we'll be breaking down every single stage.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I really want to leave you with a final thought to ponder. We've dissected HYBE's ruthless market research and their M&A strategy, which, has generated immense backlash, but undeniably pushed K-pop further into the global mainstream. And we've looked at JYP's clean culture that fosters incredible artist loyalty, even while the stock market punishes them for it. But if JYP's ultimate vision for global dominance relies on collaborating with that very same rival, does the concept of a good or bad K-pop company actually exist? Or is the entire industry, with its public feuds and leaked documents, just a perfectly choreographed performance designed to keep the fandoms engaged?
That is the million-dollar question.
You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories to keep the stars shining.